If you ask anyone with the INFJ personality type to explain what it's like to have a mind like theirs, it's fair to say that most of them would say it's like experiencing an everyday rabbit hole, taking the simplest of concepts and ideas to create a series of offshoots and connections is their normal. But what happens when they're sent down the wrong rabbit hole? Welcome back, psychos. Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get into it. Starting with Number 1. They're sent into a spiritual awakening. While it can be hurtful, confusing, and uncomfortable at times, the conspiracy rabbit holes the INFJ will encounter in their natural draw towards finding the truth are necessary for enlightenment purposes. In fact, it's in their innate truth-seeking nature that the INFJ puts themselves on the path to enlightenment in the first place. Due to their unique cognitive functions that allow them the ability to think deeply while analyzing their surroundings through a distinctive lens, it's inevitable that most people with this personality type go through a series of eye-opening realizations through the course of their lives. Rabbit holes of hidden knowledge and information are at the forefront of these realizations. Luckily, the more complex, strange, chaotic, and human-related the uncovered information is, the more it draws the INFJ in. It allows them the ability to question their everyday surroundings, their goals in life, their circumstances, their worth, and their involvement in the matrix-like reality we call life. While it may be a disturbing process, the information they find gives them the push to pursue a life away from societal expectations, away from depression and pressure, towards truth and authenticity. Number 2. They can begin questioning everything and everybody. Speaking of the challenging process of awakening, the right rabbit hole, or rather the wrong rabbit hole, can cause the INFJ to become extremely skeptical. Well, let's start off by saying that for an INFJ to question things and people isn't exactly considered out of character for them. However, it's usually done through a mindset of curiosity rather than skepticism and doubts. However, when the INFJ is sent down a rabbit hole of gloomy family history, evil conspiracy theories, the dark potential of humanity, political mishaps, and tragic religious history, it can change their perception to the point of doubting the intentions of everyday people, concepts, and things. Their analysis skills begin going haywire while they're met with non-stop questioning of things like societal rules, the malignant intentions of people in charge, what goes into their food and water, education being taught, and even the potential dark side of their loved ones. While this can have a beneficial effect on the INFJ's ability to uncover more and more truths, it can also make them less trusting and, in the worst case, extremely paranoid. Number 3. Their analyzation skills exhaust their overall energy. INFJs can certainly take on a good amount of mental processing, being a mainly intuitive being. However, even they can reach a threshold of their internal thoughts becoming all too much. They are used to synthesizing conclusions based on the information their extroverted functions of thinking and sensing pick up on. Yet when they're sent down a rabbit hole of complex information that requires rapid refining, their internal functions can become overwhelmed. In fact, as much as external factors of hectic social lives and obligations can cause the INFJ to reach burnout, their hectic and never-ending internal processes can easily have the same effect. This type of burnout isn't as easy for them to manage, as they can't simply retreat to their comfortable nest of solitude. Instead, the eagerness to learn more, combined with their inability to escape, causes them to only fall deeper into their exhaustion. This type of burnout can reach the point of self-isolation due to the inability to sleep, difficulty concentrating, and even the experience of physical repercussions. Number 4. They can't help but dig deeper. One of the more detrimental aspects of the INFJ's rather nosy and curious tendency is the fact that no matter how hurtful, repulsive, or frightening the uncovered information may be, they can't help but to dig a little deeper. In fact, depending on how captivating they find the topic, INFJs can end up spending hours, days, weeks, and even months researching, digging themselves deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. They can't help but to learn more and more, despite the potentiality of it killing off their old beliefs and potentially causing some emotional drama. INFJs much rather know than ignore and live a false reality. And this preference doesn't stop with their political beliefs, but also their romantic and platonic relationships. If they find out someone has ill intentions towards them, or even worse, has done something behind their back, INFJs won't look the other way in hopes that everything goes back to normal. Through their extroverted thinking and sensing, they will poke, prod, and investigate until they reach the truth. It's then that they will make the proper decision based on every minor detail involved. Number 5. They can begin questioning all their deep-held beliefs. Thanks to the INFJ's dominant cognitive function, introverted intuition, not everything sits well with them. They can usually feel out the underlying motives and authenticity of life situations. However, that doesn't mean that the process of apostasy isn't difficult. In fact, since the INFJs trust their own intuitive judgment, they can be even more taken aback when their old beliefs are proven wrong through their rabbit hole treasure hunting. Whether it's political, religious, or general ideology, doubt can begin taking over the initial faith they held for their ability to decipher which beliefs are strongly held and which can be easily proven wrong. An example of this would be an INFJ who once believed and worked so hard for a certain job position, only to find out that the company they longed to work for actually had immoral business tactics. The excitement and pressure to attain such a position may have overridden their ability to sense the skeptical energy. Once they get an inkling of information that things may not be as they seemed, the travel down the rabbit hole begins. This is where they begin to question other things they believe in. Number 6. It can change the course of their entire life. Speaking of changing their deep-held beliefs, the INFJ lives their entire life through the long-held beliefs they've formed. Their beliefs allow them the resilience to live through life, no matter how negative their circumstances may become. However, that means that when these foundational beliefs become shaken up and altered, the entire course of their life can change in the blink of an eye. Since their goals are based on future projections, being sent down the wrong rabbit hole can become the thing that sets them off track. Using their career choice as an example again, a simple piece of information that reveals the immoral intentions of a certain practice or workplace can change the INFJ's entire future plans. They may have built their entire life plans on attaining that position, and now they need to change their course of action. Ironically, these out-of-the-blue realizations are sometimes the best turning points of the INFJ's personal, professional, and spiritual life. Although it hurts in the process, once INFJs are on the other side of things, it all makes sense. And lastly, number 7. They pretend to be okay until they can make their desired change. As we said, the process of rabbit hole awakenings can be rather difficult. However, INFJs are one of the best personality types when it comes to keeping composed on the outside, despite their extreme internal aversion to the external environment. In fact, for the most part, you wouldn't even know the INFJ has had a change of heart until the very last moment when they're able to make their switch. Whether it's leaving a religion, leaving a job position, leaving a relationship, or even altering their personal choices, INFJs will rarely panic when they first get a taste of the truth. They'll take the time to gather the necessary information, filter it through their intuitive inner processes, sit with it for a while, and then make their move. In the meantime, you would have no idea the INFJ is going through such a process. They'll still make the necessary effort to seem convinced to avoid any suspicions or confrontation, and then make their move. sometimes without providing any explanation at all. Well, that's it. That's all, psychos. So, have you ever fallen down a rabbit hole of information that changed the course of your life? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.